Let me just get this set up. Oh my gosh. Hello. I know it's been a few days since I've uploaded, and I tell you all the time that I want to upload a video a day. Hear me out. Here's why I haven't uploaded a video a day. You know I'm going to keep it real with you, and I'm keeping it real with you, and here is the reason why. I cannot stand ingenuineness. Is that a word? So originally, a month back, I was like, I'm gonna upload a video every single day, no matter what. Me and you were like a bestie system. I'm your accountability partner. I'm your best friend, because there's a pandemic of loneliness, and I don't want this to be, this fake thing where it's like, hey guys, what's up? Like with their little wand and like with all these noise effects, with a ton of editing. I personally feel like it does not need to be like that. So what I did, how many weeks ago was this? Last week? I really got good the past 6 months at thinking and feeling and being with myself and noticing what I need. When is the last time you've done that for you? Please, please, please think about that. So I realized last week, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. It's just too much pumping out. The creativity isn't there for me. And even the views were going down, which is not my main focus, but it was a good indication that I just needed to take a deep breath and just be for a moment. I wasn't feeling as creative, and I want this to be a space where not only do you feel like you have a community within a community to look up to, but it feels genuine. So without further ado, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, welcome. Hit subscribe. I want to hear all about your life. I want to hear all about the things that you are looking forward to, all the things that you want to do. You're going to have fun here. It's a lot of fun. And I also keep it really real. So buckle up, Buttercup. Okay. So I wanted to talk about today a few things. There's going to be a lot in this video. Hopefully my storage can handle it. And I have my coffee and my wellness juice, and I want to go into that first. So last week, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I uploaded this video, and I wanted to show you guys our meal prep so that way you could have something to meal prep too. My voice is being weird today. And I was like, I want to give coffee a break. And I gave coffee a break for a week. And this is what happened. I hated it. I freaking hated it. Okay, I hated every second of giving up coffee, but I needed to. I really, really needed to give up coffee. And let me know if this resonates with you, but I depended on coffee. I was drinking like 2 of these a day with really, really, really dark coffee, like this much creamer. It was a lot. I don't know how much I was consuming. I have no idea, but it was a lot. So I always encourage us to do these challenges and these like one week like upgrades and all these things. But I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't do it with their audience, and I don't want that to be that here. So I tried it. Why does it taste like that? Is the straw dirty? Oh my God, is it? It keeps spitting out on me. It's literally dripping on me. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Whatever. I'm going to pick up where I left off. So I was drinking 2 huge things a day. I definitely depended on it. And we were going through a lot of like things, like life stuff, co-parenting things. I try to be as real and raw with you guys as much as possible, because I want to make sure that if I go through things, you have a friend in me and we could kind of relate together and go through life together. Co-parenting is not always easy, which is the next chapter I want to get into after I get into the coffee stuff. So I was having panic attacks every day. Sometimes they were because of everything that was going on. And if it wasn't because of what was going on, it was just because I was having 900 gallons of coffee a day. And yeah, it was really intense. And I just found a coffee spot local here that has all organic coffee. And that's good because like coffee is the highest chemical thing you can get on the market, if that makes any English sense. I need to get a shirt for all of us. Does that make any English sense? Okay, but I just found them and I really loved them. Their coffee tastes amazing, but I still decided to take a break. And my takeaway from it is this. Oh my God, we're almost 5 minutes in. My takeaway from this is you should give your body a break every once in a while from the things that you think that you need, because you don't need it. And your body needs a break, and you're probably not drinking enough water, and you're not doing your body any service by not taking breaks. Okay. I will tell you this though. I was extremely tired. I was extremely grumpy. I took like a nap every single day, which is not like me. And it just sucked. Have you ever tried to give up coffee? I want to know. Like, leave a comment below if you've ever tried. But I did get a lot of feedback from the people in there saying, I want to try to give up coffee. I want to see, let me know what happens. And that's what happened. I was tired. I was grumpy. I didn't like it. And I realized how much I depended on coffee in that moment. And I also realized, I wasn't taking care of myself, and that coffee fueled me. I also gained 4 pounds from not drinking coffee, because I was like stress eating and I was like needing something in my mouth. I know that sounds crazy or weird, and take it how you want to take it, but like I needed that. It's a comfort thing. So honestly, I'm just being honest with you. When I saw the scale and I know how much I was eating, I was like, screw it. So what I decided to do is I'm back on coffee. What I'm going to do is only drink the organic coffee, because there's not a lot of chemicals in there, and it's a lot better, and it's a lot better tasting. And I like the owners. They're really cool, and they ship. I'm going to leave their stuff below, but I have these cute little cups. Okay. This cup is so tiny. I'm only going to drink maximum 2 of these a day, and that's it. That is it. Instead of drinking this whole big thing, 2 of those a day, I'm only going to drink 1 of those or 2 of those a day. That is it. But I have to drink a few cups of water, which is a lot for me. I don't drink a lot of water, and at least get my electrolyte drink in. And I'm going to leave all of these recipes below. This has helped so much. There's celery in there. It's celery, but sometimes I like to get like different types of things in there, like, carrots, or if I want it super green, I'll put a lot of green stuff. But I'm going to leave all of that below for you, and that's also in the video that I was meal prepping. So if you want help with meal prepping and learning how to juice and stuff, I've got you covered, and I did that in another video, and I love you. I just want you to have all the resources available for you, because like nobody teaches us this in school. Nobody teaches us this, which is crazy. Okay, it's absolutely bonkers. So I did take some notes. Believe it or not, I'm 7 minutes in, just ranting about my coffee experience. I didn't like it. I didn't have a good time. I don't recommend it. I tried chai latte. I tried making it at home. It was a disaster. I hated it. It was so gross. I tried mushroom coffee. I did like it. However, it tasted a lot like hot cocoa to me. So I think maybe once a week I'll do that. But I just didn't. I was like, no, I want coffee. So a little bit, I'm going to say, goes a long way. But I think it's a lie that they tell you have to drink coffee. Like, hear me out. Mainstream media basically pushes in our faces all the time. Like, America runs on Dunkin', and Starbucks has like all these cool new things out for, fall. And you're like, if I don't get that, I feel like I'm missing out. And on every TV show, every cartoon show, everything you see, even on Instagram, there's memes about coffee. And so it's basically like this thing where it's like, if you're a mom, you're drinking coffee because you're tired. And like, it's just a thing. They push it in our faces. And I just really wanted to step away from that. So I think just doing a little bit, goes a long way. I just wanted to put that out there, because I noticed that with coffee, and I noticed that with wine, where like moms, it's like a thing where like you have your coffee in the morning and your wine at night. There's even a song about it. I don't remember the name of the song. I just remember the lyric, but it's like this thing where it's like, you have to have your coffee, you have to have your wine. And I just don't. I question everything. I go against everything, if you haven't noticed. So that was my honest to goodness feedback about quitting coffee for a week. And I didn't like it, but my body needed it. And I did feel a lot more clear-minded. I felt a lot more focused. And so I should probably take notes in these videos so we're not rambling, but that's okay, because you're probably listening to me on your way to work. Let me know. Are you on your way to work? Are you watching on your lunch break? Are you like, I want to know, like my YouTube analytics tells me some pretty interesting stuff about you guys. So I just want to know like where you're coming from, how you found the channel. And I do want to say this, if you're watching this, it is literally a miracle. I read a statistic, and you know I love my numbers, that 0.001% chance that anyone's ever going to come across your video just on accident. So it's no accident that you're here right now, which I think is pretty incredible. Like, it's amazing. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a few things. First, the coffee thing. Second, going through a broken home. And in light of self-love September and the fall season, it kind of like goes together. So I don't know if you grew up in a broken home or you have a broken home, I'm doing air quotes, broken home. I noticed that when I had a few of my girlfriends over, that it felt like home when they were here. And yes, I love them and they bring a lot of joy to my life, but I just realized today there's a reason why they bring so much joy to my home. Now, think about that one friend that you may or may not have. They bring a lot of joy to your life. And why do they bring a lot of joy to your life? So I found that two of my best friends right now, I love so much because they make my home feel homier. And that's something that I find a lot of value in, and which is why I'm sharing this with you, is because it's fall and it's also self-love September. And I want you guys to like really hone in on loving yourself and really like trying to bring more in of what makes you feel good. Now, I'm not telling you to consume designer bags. I'm not telling you to like eat crazy foods to bring you comfort. I'm not talking about like materialistic things. I'm talking about just like small little things that bring you a lot of joy. Because I want you to find the joy out of life without having to feel like you have to consume. Because that's what mainstream media is basically telling us to do, is just to consume to feel better. And that's not what life is about, is just consuming to feel better, okay? It's about like actually feeling better and finding out what works for you. So I wanted to share this because this was such a deep thought I had this morning, and I just could not wait to share this with you. I came from a broken home. My parents weren't married, and I was adopted by my grandparents, and their home was not broken. But I think that my grandmother did her best, but her mother was not very loving and not very nurturing to her. So in return, she didn't know how to do that sometimes. And she was very good at nurturing me, very good at loving me. She did her very best. And I am not discrediting her at all. But there are a few things that we didn't do growing up that I wish we did do, but like, I'm not mad about it. I'm just like reflecting, and I'm like, oh, I want to bring this into my motherhood, into my life, into my home. You don't have to be a mother for this to apply to you either. I just want you to know that like, this could apply just like if you have your bedroom, or if you have your own apartment, or if you are in a relationship, bringing these things into your life that's going to make things feel so sweet and like so great, and to build those traditions up. So something I thought about was this, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. My two best friends literally in the whole world, one I've been friends with for literally years. She's on this channel. Her name is Ashley. She also has her own channel, and she and her mother are like very nurturing and very loving and very like, they just feel like home. I don't know how to explain it, but what makes them feel like home is they're always like making like really yummy food. So every time she comes, we cook. So one of the things I want to share to you is go on Pinterest and find a couple things that you want to make. She made a shepherd's pie. When she left that weekend, I made a shepherd's pie for dinner that week, and we ended up loving it. It brought me back to my childhood. I remember like my mom would make some shepherd's pie. I would put my blankets in front of the TV and just like literally binge eat this shepherd's pie. And it was one of the best memories I actually have with my mother and in my childhood. So, if you don't like shepherd's pie, replace it with something else, but something that's just going to make you feel good and like it's not that bad to eat, you know? So that's something that you could do to like enhance the home a little bit. Like find a meal that your family enjoys, everyone enjoys eating. If you have picky eaters or whatever the case is, maybe you're a picky eater, but find something that you can make like once a month that's like kind of like special, and just screw the dinner table, just go to the living room and just be together. Get on some fuzzy socks and just be by the TV and just snuggle up and eat that food and just feel really good about it. The other thing that I'm going to give my other friend credit for, I actually just met her this year, but she has a very special place in my heart. She owns her own luxury tanning salon here. But anyways, one of the things that she was telling me that her and her family do, like traditionally, is for every season they decorate, which I don't do. I don't have crazy things outside of the house for Halloween, for Christmas, for whatever. I don't put out a lot of like tacky stuff out. I just like don't do that, mainly because I wasn't taught that, but also because I have like this weird like ADHD, ODD, whatever the heck it's called thing where I'm like, I don't like the way it looks and it gives me anxiety. I am very minimal. So, anyways, needless to say, yesterday we were meeting up for our accountability thing. Michaela is my accountability partner, which prompted me to make my own accountability program for me and you, because if I didn't have her, like, oh my God, my life would be a screaming mess. And it's hard to do things alone sometimes. So I do have that available. But anyways, back to the story. She was like, I would really like, before we go into our accountability stuff, to go to the dollar store and to find more fall stuff. She was like, I went yesterday and found a bunch of stuff, but I want to find some more. So watching her get all this fall stuff brought me so much joy. And I was like thinking about what it would look like in her house. And I'm like, yeah, that's really cute. That's a cute idea. I ended up getting us fuzzy socks with like Halloween stuff on it. I got them really cool cups with like one is a skull and one is an eyeball to drink their hot cocoa out of. And what else? I got like a cute little white pumpkin. It's still minimal, but it's super cute, and I put it out, and it still goes with the aesthetic of the house, which I know. I need to enjoy the years where my kids are young and we decorate, but it's just not my thing. But I found that with those little tiny things, it makes a big difference. They got home from school yesterday. They were like, oh my God, these socks are so cool. And they were cool. They were really excited to drink out of their cool cups. And so I don't know if you guys have that tradition in your home. If you don't, implement little tiny things, because little things go a long way. And those are the things that you are going to remember and your family's going to remember. And like, it just brings so much coziness and warmness into the home. And it was just really great. So yeah. This month for me is about self-love September. And I just wanted to share a few of these things with you because I don't want to gatekeep all of it. I want my channel to be a place, again, where we have a community within a community, and I could share these awesome things with you that I'm learning along my journey that might help you on yours. There's no book for life. It's like we're just out here trying to figure it out, you know? So I also wrote in here, I want to make a separate video for this, but in light of Self-Love September, a couple things that I am doing is I am being really, really easy on myself. One of the things that you could do to be easy on yourself is watch the way that you speak to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And if you notice that you're not being good to you, write it down in your journal and do some shadow work on that. Shadow work is basically like, I called myself ugly today because I hated the way my makeup looked, or I hated the way I felt in my clothes, and like really go into like why. I have free journal prompts for you on my Pinterest. There's 1,000 of them. Please use them. I will leave the link below. I want this to be a place where you have access to like a bunch of stuff that you normally just wouldn't think of. So the Pinterest is definitely a hot spot. But yeah, love yourself this month a little extra. We are getting close to the end of the year, and I want us to finish out the end of the year really, really strong. Just loving ourselves, being good to ourselves, and just being okay with like who we are. But while improving, because I want this to be a space where we can improve together. I know it's hard, trust me. But okay, in light of Self-Love September, I want you to understand something. And I know I say this in almost every single video, but please let me put enough emphasis on this. It's okay to be selfish. Again, mainstream media or that ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that sucks, that tells you that you're selfish. They're like, oh, you're so selfish. Or mainstream media is like, don't be selfish because being selfish is bad. Or whatever programming you have in your head about selfishness, get rid of it. And here's why. I know that might be a controversial thing to say, but get rid of it. Here's why. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be everyone's like bag of chips and more if you are not taking care of yourself. It is so important to love yourself and to fill up your own cup, so that way in return you could fill up their cup and be of service to them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I was in so many relationships where they're like, you're selfish. And looking back, I should have just said, yeah, you're right, I am selfish, because I understand how important it is to love myself, to take care of myself and be good to myself, so that way I can be good for everything else that I'm doing. But also, if they're calling you selfish, they're probably just crazy and not good for you, and you should probably just run for the hills. But I feel like mainstream media is like, don't be selfish. Well, it used to say, don't be selfish, da da da, and now it's all about self-love and loving yourself. And I'm so about this right now because I feel like I've been in that state of mind for my whole life. Like, heck yeah, I'm selfish, because how else am I supposed to do this, and be good, you know? So being selfish is not selfish. I want you to take that yoga class. I want you to work out for 10 minutes a day, or at least try. I want you to buy that outfit that you've been eyeing and want to try. I want you to go on Pinterest and like find a cute outfit and be like, fuck, I'm gonna try it out. Why not? I want you to find a makeup look that you want to replicate. I want you to try a drink or a meal that you want to make for your family and just do it, you know, because you want to. I want you to be selfish. I want you to understand how unselfish it is to be selfish sometimes, okay? Because you need to be. You need to love yourself. And I feel like a part of this loneliness pandemic is just not being able to love ourselves. You know, like we have a hard time with ourselves, so we have a hard time with other people. And it's just like not a good, what's that called? Domino effect. But yeah. So I feel like I have so many notes here that I want to share with you, but I'm going to just do one thing at a time, because if I go into everything, it's going to be all over the place even more than this already is. And I just want this to not be like 6 years long. But yes, more than anything, I just wanted to tell you that I love you. And I'm so sorry for not making a video every single day, but it just didn't feel genuine. It just didn't feel like right to me. And I just want this to really be a space where it's like, it's genuine. And I just can't create things out of my butt. Like YouTube is like, oh, make this and make this and make this. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't resonate. And I don't really necessarily care about how much views it's going to bring in. I just care about like the authenticity of it and talking about things that I'm really genuinely experiencing and genuinely want to share with you, because I feel like that's the type of people I want to bring in. Is I want to be better for my life. I want to do better. It's okay to be selfish. You know, people who are struggling with coffee, I want those people to understand what it was like quitting for a week. You know what I mean? So without further ado, this is where I'm going to end the video. I love you guys. I hope that was a little bit helpful. I know it wasn't a lot. I might start taking a little bit of notes just so I don't get distracted. Look, the ADHD is kicking, and yeah, I just don't know what else to say other than I love you and you are so loved. And I just hope that you understand how important it is to just be so, so, so good to yourself. Not just in September for Self-Love September, but for every single month. And just like take the time to be with yourself. Take the time to check in on yourself and not be so worried about everybody else, because we all know the holiday season's coming up and it's all about other people and what can we do for them. And just take the time for you. Love you. If you need a break from coffee, take a break. You want to try something new, try something new. You want to love yourself a little bit extra, you're not getting judged here for loving yourself extra. So pat yourself on the back and just know again and again and again and again that you are so loved. And I will see you in the next video.